Herzlich willkommen zu einem neuen Video der Firma 9FF. Wir befinden uns in Kalifornien. Es ist unser letzter Tag. Wir wollten das Intro schon früher drehen. Es gab aber leider ein paar Startschwierigkeiten, würde ich jetzt mal sagen. Ja, wir sind jetzt hier im Prinzip durch. Haben wir ein paar schöne Tage gehabt, wir haben hier ein paar Firmen besucht, haben uns hier mal angeguckt, wie das hier so läuft in Amerika mit der Tuning-Szene. Was fährt hier so auf der Straße rum, was machen die anders als bei uns? Und ich kann euch sagen, es ist echt bescheuert. Wir waren natürlich auch zu SEMA hier, also wir waren noch ein paar Tage in Las Vegas. Da haben wir unglaublich viele Trucks gesehen und Pickups und was weiß ich was alles. Viele verrückte Autos, verrückte Leute und vor allem auch verrückte Städte. Wir springen jetzt zurück zum ersten Video, weil da beginnt nämlich unsere ganze Reihe bei BBI. Herzlich willkommen zu einem neuen Video der Firma 9FF. Wir befinden uns heute bei BBI. Wir sind nämlich in Amerika, in Kalifornien. Und wir dachten uns, wenn wir schon mal hier sind, dann müssen wir natürlich auch Porsche-Tuning zeigen. Und zwar auch, wie das auf der anderen Seite des Planeten gemacht wird. Ich würde sagen, wir sind hier bei der einzigen Firma, die eine ähnliche Passion lebt wie wir. Die das mit dem gleichen Know-how angehen, die genauso Bock haben darauf. Die im Prinzip ähnliche Sachen machen. Aber der nette Herr wird euch das nämlich selber zeigen. Hey, how are you?
Good, how are you? Wie geht es dir?
Fine, thanks. Mir geht's gut.
Danke. My German is bad, but I'm trying to learn. Yeah.
So,
well, thank you for coming.
Yeah.
Welcome to California. Yeah.
Yeah, I hope you can show us some cool stuff that you do here.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll show you around. My house is your house. You know, I've always admired 9FF. Even before I started BBI, I always thought that company is I think the best tuning company on the planet, and hopefully I can follow the footsteps a little bit. So here we are.
Thank you very much.
Come check it out. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw some crazy here when I come in. A pushrod system in a 993.
Yeah. So this car is for one of our clients. He wanted a RWB version, but we took and put 997 RSR knuckles and made our own control arms, and did the pushrod rear end with Öhlins dampers. And there's a progressive rate arc. So when you have low piston velocity in the dampers, it's nice and soft, but when you lean on it, it firms up. So
cool.
You can have it soft for the street without clicking anything, and when you start leaning on it, it gives you that support. Yeah. And so we're slowly building this car to be, it's a street car, but more like you can race it. So we have the air jacks, and we were thinking maybe we do 1 or 2 endurance races with it, drive it to the endurance race, do it, and then drive it home.
Yeah, that is really cool.
Yeah, so it still has, we fitted it with a big fuel cell, and we're getting ready to do all the
Motec
and the pedal box and Bosch ABS, and so
very cool.
Yeah, so it's coming along.
Yeah, very interesting.
Yeah, then I got to show you guys a car that kind of got BBI started. Is good old King Kong here.
Yeah, I saw so many videos on the internet of this car.
Yeah.
I think the most viewed video of this car is without the bumper,
Yeah.
and you do some long
Right here.
starts. Yeah. You do
Down the
the
street,
long starts.
yeah.
Yeah, really cool.
Yeah,
Really cool.
Yeah, that's we didn't even have the roof. My hat flew off, but we were just testing the anti-lag and everything. But yeah, it's sitting here like a museum piece. I think I need to get it going again.
Yeah.
You know, I have a cart back there full of all the engine parts, kind of like what you're telling me. Like I'm just saving parts for this thing so I can go big horsepower. But
Yeah, for
you know,
another day.
yeah, but then other projects come and she just sits here sometimes. So. Maybe we'll fire it back up, and maybe we bring it to Germany. And
Well, that would be cool.
Yeah.
That would be really cool.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
I would love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that is one of the cars you do most of the time.
Yeah.
For some Pikes Peak race cars.
Yeah, this is what we nicknamed her Lucy, but we built this car in 2019 to go compete at Pikes Peak, and we ended up getting the record for Time Attack 1, and then it's also set the record for the fastest 911 ever up the mountain. So it's sitting here. It's a GT3 based engine, so 9,000 RPMs, twin turbo, makes at elevation 900 horsepower. You know, at sea level 1,100. Yeah. But it's very reliable, very, very robust. You know, we have smaller turbos on it for response.
Yeah.
But we really focused on charge air cooling. So we've moved the intercooler everywhere.
Yeah,
finally,
I think that is the important things because when you have this thin air up, your cooling, everything gets down and down and down, and then everything overheats.
Yeah,
you lose a lot of power, and yeah.
So we found a combination that works. That the intercooler is 2 times the size we typically run.
Yeah.
But so we try to minimize pressure drop too, so the turbos don't overspeed, and then also thermal shedding.
Yeah.
But we found that location with a scoop here, this is maybe the 4th time version, works really well. Yeah.
You run air-to-air intercooler or water intercooler?
For that we do air to air.
Okay.
It's very difficult on something at 12 miles or 18 kilometers. I think almost 20.
The water gets really hot.
Yeah,
and
you
then
can't control that.
Also,
Yeah.
I understand.
But for half mile, like King Kong, that's air to water.
Yep. Makes sense.
Yeah, because you just freeze everything, and then it's almost like just thermal capacity at that point.
Yeah.
How much heat can you hold?
Yeah, the car looks really wild.
Yeah, this is a wild car, but
all
it's
these splitters everywhere. It's crazy.
yeah. So just like the intercooler at Pikes Peak, the air is so thin, so you have to be very almost with the aerodynamics like a cartoon.
Yeah.
You have to make the aerodynamics 2 and 3 times more than you would for sea level.
Yeah.
And so this car right now, the way it's trimmed out, produces about 1.5 kg, or sorry, 1,000 kg, 1,500 kg of downforce at 140 miles an hour at Pikes Peak. At sea level, it's almost 2,000 kg, no, 1,800 at sea level. So 1,200 kg at Pikes, 1,800 here.
Crazy.
Yeah,
Really
it's a lot.
crazy.
So the suspension is all wild but.
And I see E85. I think you do E85 because of the lower exhaust gas temperature.
Correct, yep.
Everything doesn't heat up.
Yeah, that helps with the EGTs. And then with the Huna Pegasus, we ran that on M1 methanol. So there's no, it's just 110 liters of methanol. Yeah, sitting next to you in the seat here. Yeah. So that's a little scary.
Feels not so good.
But then that's the exhaust gas temperatures on that is even very, very low. But you have to have, we have 3 injectors per cylinder now with methanol.
Okay, yeah, you'll need it.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, this is, so anywhere from Pikes Peak cars, this is just, it's fun for us because we get to test everything in a very, very harsh condition.
Yeah.
And then we'll take the same engine package, and if a customer wants 1,000 horsepower or 1,300, we just all we do really is change the ring and gaps, piston wall clearance, and maybe some bearing clearances, and then it goes to here.
Yeah.
So it's a good test bed for us, and we break a lot of things, we test a lot of things, and
you need to break something. That is the only point you can get better.
that's the only way. Yeah, and I think sometimes with the internet and everything, when you break something, everybody's like, oh yeah, they broke something. Well, if you're not breaking something, you're not learning. Yeah, you can't succeed without failing.
Then
so
you are not at the maximum.
bingo. Yeah. So that's it's good for us. It's fun. We learn a lot as a group, and you know, I love it too.
Yeah,
But
really cool, really cool. I love it.
Yeah, thank you. You want to? We should go see the rest of the shop.
I think so.
Let's go.
Some more crazy parts.
Yeah. But yeah, this is the back of the workshop. We have 6 lifts, and a lot of the cars currently right now are at SEMA. So this is
Kleiner Sprung zu SEMA. Wir sind jetzt hier an dem Auto von BBI. Ein sehr wildes Gerät. Das Auto sehr, sehr ähnlich zu unserem GT9, wenn man es genau nimmt. Liegt daran, dass die nämlich auch einen Heckmotor genommen haben mit dem Getriebe, was ja Richtung Fahrerkabine geht. Und dann haben wir es gedreht. Das heißt, das Getriebe endet jetzt quasi hier. Motor ist in der Mitte. Auto ist Rohrrahmen mit Carbon GFK-Chassis. Sieht aus wie ein alter 964, 930. Also was altes luftgekühltes soll es sein. Technik da drin ist sehr cool. Fahren mit einem sequenziellen Getriebe. Da ist, wenn ich mich nicht täusche, ein 991.2 GT3 Motor drin, der komplett umgebaut worden ist. Und ja, was man halt sieht, ne, Aero ist natürlich das A und O bei dem Auto. Das haben die damals gebaut für Ken Block, um Pikes Peak zu fahren. Super cooles Teil. Also da sind echt viele Stunden und vor allem sehr, sehr viel Geld reingegangen. Also echt super wildes Teil. Wenn ihr euch noch ein bisschen was zu dem Auto angucken wollt. Es gibt ein Video dazu, die begleiten den Aufbau von dem Auto bei Hoonigan auf der Seite. Und ganz zum Abschluss, jetzt nachdem ja Ken Block verstorben ist und er ja eigentlich mit dem Auto Pikes Peak fahren sollte, hat das seine Tochter gemacht. Gibt es auch ein Video zu bei YouTube. Also wenn ihr mögt, guckt euch das gerne an. Finde ich, gehört so ein bisschen zur Historie zu dem Auto. Ich finde, wenn man dazu was sagt, muss man eigentlich auch das ganze Ding verstehen. Und dafür sollte man sich auf jeden Fall das Video angucken.
we're just calming down now for this week finally and trying to clean the shop back up because we have things everywhere. But
Yeah, now you have a little bit more room.
now we have some room to breathe. But yeah, anywhere from normally aspirated engines, turbo engines, and then also restoration, full restoration on air-cooled cars.
Yeah.
My heart, I love the air-cooled car, but my essentially my training and my passion is making power with anything Medsker. So we're in the last couple of years starting to blend more of the air-cooled cars into BBI rather than only the water-cooled, which we were normally only doing. So
Yeah, it's like in our workshop.
yeah, you have to blend the butt. You need to know the heritage. Where did we all start? Yeah, with this early 911s.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think it makes also a lot of fun to build an old car like new.
Yes, just touching
Because-
everything.
Yes,
everything,
yes.
every
you make
bolt.
everything better than the car came factory.
Yeah, and this particular car, we're trying to make it still like the old car, but everything we're touching is going to be updated in some capacity. Whether suspension, the
And
dampers.
I love these things like everything is new gold. In Germany we say verzinkt. I don't know how it call it in English.
When we call it bling, when it's very like we take it, we strip it in the sandblast, and send it out for coating. So we have a whole table of just gold things. Yeah.
It's the same like
Yeah.
in 9FF.
Yeah. But yeah, and then we're slowly touching even down to the springs. We did the springs and the pedals, and we're trying to touch everything. So slowly, this car it'll come together. But like you said, as it was in '72, elevated for today. So it'll have a 2.8 liter mag case RSR engine, individual throttles, NA, small little engine, 8,500 RPM.
Crazy.
H pattern gearbox, but
Yeah.
everything will be touched. Motec injection.
Yeah.
But we're gonna hide all of that.
Yeah,
You know,
you have the feeling from the old car,
Yeah.
but it works like a new one.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is from a 4-liter.
Yeah.
That's the bigger one.
Yeah, the good eye. I can't find these anymore.
Yeah.
That's
I
the
think
center
we
part.
have 10 or 15 in shop.
Okay, I need to talk to you. Yeah. But yeah, so this is disassembly and inspection, and this is after 8 years with a 4-liter, 105 bore.
But it's fine. The piston is so thin.
Yeah.
It works always a little bit in the cylinder.
Yeah, but everything seemed to work really well, and
Yeah.
everything it wore very nicely. So now we're going from 4-liter for the client to 4.25.
Yeah.
Not 4.4 like you guys yet, but I'm going to talk to you. Maybe we can get some parts. But yeah, it's important to take it apart, inspect everything. We'll take the oil pump apart.
Yeah, it's a cup pump.
Yeah, cup from the 4-liter cup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have also a crazy oil pump that's not the Porsche pump anymore.
Yeah,
that is, you need it for the higher RPM.
We talked about So I'm very excited to learn more about the high RPM stuff, but yeah, and then we can go into the after the engines get clean.
An old 930 engine case.
Yeah, it's a magnesium. Magnesium
really old one.
early case. That's what's going in this car.
Cool.
Yeah, and then this is the engine room here. So this is where the sub-assemblies start. After the cylinder heads are built out there, they come in here and get ready to start going. But yeah, we have a very anywhere from late 60s air-cooled engines all the way to 9A1s, and then the GT3, the 992 GT3s.
Yeah.
We just go to 4.2 on that and do the head work and the bigger cams. And
that would be my next question. Do you work at some 992 engines before?
Yes. Yeah, and then we took a lot of parts from the 992 and put it in the Huna Pegasus.
Yeah.
Let me just ask him to stop real quick. It's always when you need to,
Yeah, I know. It's always the same.
Yeah. But yeah, what's nice is in our backyard here, 10 miles from here is Carrillo.
Really?
Yeah, so we have a very good relationship with them.
Cool.
And they make us some real lightweight, nice rods. So these are a special material that Carrillo's doing. And a lot of, this is for the normally aspirated.
Really thin.
Unbelievably thin.
Yeah.
This connecting rod is actually lighter than the titanium rod from the GT3 by, I think, 40 grams. I want to find
That's crazy.
I want to find that
I
rod.
had some titanium rods from the 4 liter.
Yeah.
They are really, really, really light.
Yeah, and this one is out of this is actually a 992, 992 rod.
Yeah. But I have a later version of them.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Where they are even smaller, huh?
Yeah, I'm like a Messi. I am looking always for the original Porsche stuff, and we buy everything what I find. And
I bet. But then you have sometimes with titanium you have a lot of fretting because you have that metal transfer, and what we're trying to eliminate and trying to extend the life of these by having a lot of rigidity, and then the titanium is very abrasive.
Oh, they're really thin.
Isn't that wild?
And you can still. That's wild.
Yeah.
But you can torque them so much. Okay, but you doesn't need so much torque.
Actually, these hold. It's a CA625 material. It's a very so you're still pulling. Let's see, that's almost 100 Newton meters, maybe 90.
Crazy.
Yeah, and then you're stretching.
It's a titanium rod. I think you have 65 or 68, and then it's done.
Yep,
that's
it.
Done.
Yeah. So these pull pretty hard, but you really just do it off stretch.
Yeah.
So that's
sure.
It's really But if you look at the rod weights with the bolts, they're 429, 400. Very.
Okay, that's really light.
Very light for a steel rod. Yeah.
Of course.
But and then. To the turbo stuff, we're working on. This will be for Pikes Peak next year. This is.
Oh, I saw more and more billet stuff.
Yeah, more billet things. Yeah, those are valve covers we make for the air cooled, so you can we make these here actually in house, so you can you bolt the coil packs instead of having so you coil and plug instead of making the mounts, they just bolt here.
Yeah, cool. We have nearly the same.
Yeah, that's perfect.
For original and also for the spark plug conversion.
Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah. Yeah. See, we think alike. Yeah. But yeah, this is the air-cooled car, air-cooled engine. So we're going to test this out and try. It'll be the first time we raced an air-cooled car at Pikes Peak. So it'll be kind of like the GT2 Evo, but with modern components in it. And a lot of instrumentation because I don't know what is going to happen. But as we develop our air-cooled engine program further and further, we have to go build it, push it as hard as we can, and test it. And if it lasts there, then we're going to do an endurance race, maybe a 12-hour race with it, and just see what it does. Because really what we want to do is we want to hurt something to see where the weak points are. Yeah. And when we're talking theory, you don't know until you go,
That's right.
And so you have to really push it.
Yeah, you need to use it really hard.
Yeah. But I mean, it's something that you guys are very familiar with. Just pushing and seeing what happens.
Yeah.
Because for 9FF, nobody paved the road for you.
No.
for when your dad was going, 21 years ago, it was a big forest in front, and he had to cut all the trees to make this industry.
Yeah.
And so I think that's a very special thing that you guys have done, and it's helped. It's given me confidence. When I started BBI 16 years ago, I was following 9FF very closely, watching, admiring, and just saying, man, I want to do stuff like that. So it was very inspiring for me.
Yeah, and now you do stuff like us. So
Well, it's your fault. it's 9FF's fault. I started 2007.
Oh, that's long. That's
Yeah,
just
it's really long.
Like 6 years after.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I was watching closely. I was reading the magazines. I was getting auto build, and so. But yeah, it's.
there are not many Porsche companies. They do similar stuff like us. They doesn't live a long time.
Yeah.
Because they
don't last long. Yeah.
yes.
Maybe you'll meet Dimitri at SEMA tomorrow, or the day after. But he always says it's when you do it for the right reasons. You're passionate about it. You truly care, and you're not looking at everybody else. You're just focused on the craft
Yes.
and
do your thing
and your love. Yeah. And then I think do it long enough, you either go crazy or you be successful. So, yeah.
Oh, I love to look at these billet stuff.
The tooling paths,
it's so beautiful.
Oh, you got it. Inside is gorgeous too. All the webbing and the. It's kind of you can't see, but
from here a little bit. Ja, Matti, ich weiß nicht, ob du von da ein bisschen reinfilmen kannst.
It's just everything that we usually hand polish is just done. Yeah. But yeah, this will be a 3.8 liter. I think we'll push it to. This will also be 8,500 RPMs.
So 3.8 liter, I think, with the 997 GT3 camshaft.
Crankshaft. Yep.
Crankshaft,
997 GT3 crankshaft.
Yeah.
GT3 pump.
Yeah.
Intermediate shaft from the GT3. Everything basically lower end, and then fully balanced and polished, and then the heads from Extreme, the lightweight valve train, and then we have a custom cam made, and then we use DLC rockers so we can not snap them off. Yeah. But yeah, we'll see. And I know you talked about that 4-valve setup from England.
Yes.
I'm kind of excited to see how that goes. I've got a lot of clients, as I'm sure you do, that want to do that. I mean, even I have a 3.8 in my old SC. I want to.
You have an SC?
Yeah.
I have also an SC.
Oh, cool.
An 82.
I have 81. Yeah.
Really cool.
Yeah. So, I was thinking, I was like, yeah, maybe we do that, but. We'll see what happens. I want to see how these last in the world. I'm sure they're great, but that's a lot of RPM that you can't just
first somebody else can test it.
Yes, exactly. You can't just put heads on a thing and a different piston. I think you have to address a lot of other things.
Yes. I'm not sure if you can buy a whole engine at this company. I think you only can buy the heads.
I agree. Yeah.
I think that makes sense.
Smart. Yeah, I agree.
And I see some more 1, 2, 3.
These are turbo heads.
Turbo
Yeah,
heads,
these are hand ported.
Yeah.
Just
I see the exhaust valves are small.
Yeah, small. This
so
is
that's
for
turbo.
up to maybe 900 horsepower.
Okay.
And then we do the high nickel valves and just for longevity.
Yeah.
I'd like to because if we go to 900 horsepower, I like to have it last just as long as a from the stock, right?
Yeah.
So you upgrade the pistons, the rods, the head studs, just as you do anything else.
Yeah.
Port the heads a little bit, try to make it more efficient, make a little more power with less boost.
Yes.
And then less heat. And
I don't understand these guys. They make only more boost. It's more efficient when you use the ignition.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so easy. You can put the timing and you have the same fun, but it's whole.
And you're creating a lot less exhaust gas temperatures, less pressure drops across. It's
Head
good.
gaskets,
Everything is happy.
longer and,
Yeah, and then all this stuff, more 4-liter intakes, and this is more
GT3. The oil
intermediate shaft.
It's not bolted. It's one piece. Yeah, it's GT3. Yeah.
What from which GT3? This one.
I can't say.
4-liter.
4-liter.
Yeah, because it has the step here.
Yeah. Yeah. You're right. I talked about with my father some days ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So anytime we do the stroker, for I think maybe this.
Yeah, the camshaft looks.
Yeah, one of them. We match it to the 4-liter because it has a different step in it, and it's almost like, is it any different for performance? I don't know, but it's in my head.
I
like to keep things consistent.
You. Yeah. And when the customer pay it, why not?
Yeah, and when it works, why change it?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but this is my favorite room here at BBI is the engine room.
I feel that.
Yeah, I used to spend a lot of time here. Now Jared took over, and now I just answer phones now. I try to keep the fires down. Yeah.
I can stay a little bit longer here. I found every time something new.
The 4-cylinder?
Yeah, it's a 912 engine, I think so.
Well, kind of.
Yeah?
It's like a that's like a 3.6 liter with the middle cylinder gone.
Crazy.
So we put all 993 bore, pistons, rods.
Crazy.
We put a little 3-liter oil, but this thing caused me a lot of headache. we built a few of them. We blew them up a lot because there's just a lot of little weird nuances. But finally got one running. There's a client that lives in Monaco that's driving one with a sequential.
I saw the car. I was in Monaco, and I saw some pictures, and I saw the car on the street. I said,
"Oh no way! You saw the car?"
Yeah, I saw the car. I was there with my girlfriend.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, I think it's 2 months ago.
Oh no way!
Yeah.
That's great. Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, we it lived on that lift where the blue car is for almost 1 year to build it with Vintech. And then the engine, this is the spare engine we're building for the next one. And then we're like, I don't do it. Let's just do the one car. But maybe I'll build this and put it in a sand buggy or something. I don't know.
Cool, really cool. Yeah, really cool. GT2 RS is really good to tune. Really
it's great car.
And the car drives so good.
So good, yeah. So
it's a big difference to a turbo.
Yeah, very, very different. And we just did the suspension on it, made it a little more stable, lowered it a little bit, and did corner balance and alignment.
Yeah.
And so this car is ready to go. And then this car is my friend's car. He bought sight unseen, so we're restoring his cup car for him. Slowly restoring the 996.
We're building nearly the same for one of our guys from 9FF.
Yeah.
We bought him a 996 Carrera, and now we build a full cup car of it. I have so many engine parts and some gearboxes, and we bought last week the E01 for him.
Oh, cool, yeah.
And the project starts.
Yeah, that's kind of like this one. Now we go through the suspension, the new fuel cell, everything. Yeah, and then this is these are just some 964s, both of which have very mild 3.8 liters, but
I love the color.
Yeah, this car is from Washington State. Those are actually
Because it screams California.
Yeah, right.
The guy have taste.
Yeah, just did the seats.
Yeah.
So the engine's coming out now for a refresh.
Yeah.
Just because it's been 5 years. So
yeah, then why
keep it
not?
without-
better to look in before you break something.
Correct.
Because then it's really expensive.
Yeah, and then this guy is the one who wants maybe those cylinder heads, but I said just wait. Let's see what happens. I think it'll be great if they work well. It's just too many times in my life I've been at the beginning of it. And then, with the turbochargers, a new company comes out, we blow up the 5 engines because the bearings go inside.
Yeah.
The clutches, they melt transmissions. It's like, this time I'm going to step back, let other people be wild. And then,
So you are not that guy that will burn money in the beginning.
right, I'll just watch. So, and hopefully it's great,
Oh, this is also really cool. In my younger age, I think I was 16 or 15, my father bought a Cayman Cup car for me.
Oh, wow.
And I always want to drive it, but we need to sell it at this time because there was the trouble with 9FF, with the GT9s, and long story.
Well, everybody goes through ups and downs, especially when you risk a lot, Yeah, this new GT4 RS is NATO olive green, and it's actually my close friend's car, and he took delivery of it at Porsche Experience Center, so then we got to go beat up on GT4s.
You can tell him you have great taste.
Yeah, so he spec'd it out. He did a great job on it.
It's really cool.
And then brought it here. We did the full exhaust from Akrapovic all the way back titanium, and then did some suspension work to it. What we do is we change the springs, put some monoballs in the rear toe links so we can get better camber adjustment.
Yeah.
Because he drives pretty hard, and when he goes to the track, the factory alignment just burns the outside of the tires. So we bring everything in.
I saw it sometimes.
Yeah, and so we actually ended up doing the setup, not too intrusive, but very, very, very minor tweaks, but it makes a big difference.
Cool.
Yeah, but
it's always the small things.
small things make yeah. And when you go too far, sometimes you go too far.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the other car I want to show you is this. This is a unique car and special to me because this was actually the very first direct injection engine on this car we've ever built.
Yeah.
And we nicknamed this car Project Apollo because back in 2010 when the customer got it, or 2013 when he got it, we took the whole thing apart, and he actually lives in Hawaii, so he sends the car back and forth. So we took it all apart, and what's unique about this one, it's an Edition 918 Spider. So
Yeah, there are not many delivered because you only can order the car when you bought the 918.
Yeah, you
Not
check the box.
Yes, and not everybody ordered the car.
right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because you was only allowed to order the car when you have bought the 918.
That's exactly
Yes.
correct. Yeah. So there's a lot of little unique.
Yeah.
The the green everywhere.
Yeah.
It's pretty neat. But so we took it, built the gearbox up, and then built the engine up, put a Cyvex in it, and did the it's a 4-liter with 12 injectors, and it makes over 1,000 at the tires.
Really
and
cool.
yeah, so his goal is to go out, and he would love to go over 195 in the half mile.
Yeah, that's
But,
fast.
yeah, I think this thing will do it because before we built, when it was making about 800 of the tires, we did 188.
Yeah, for sure. With 1,000 plus at the wheels, you will do the 200.
Yeah, maybe 200, but he wants to go over 195.
Yeah.
So we're going to go in December. We'll have an event here in December, and we'll go and see what she can do.
Really
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, you see that on the badges, and tachometer is also from the 980.
Yes, and then all the stitching with the acid green interior.
Yeah,
the
I
piping.
only saw one time before 918 special. It was completely in this green, and it was a convertible.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Wow!
I think it was one of 5 convertibles that they built.
Wow!
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we did all the suspension with Öhlins and all the monoballs.
You'll see it's a top speed car.
Yeah, the tape. Yeah, and then we did, and these are forged one-piece magnesium wheels.
Really cool.
They're quite light, but
It's a similar conversion like my father do at his car. We have the 20-inch also magnesium CNC wheels for his car, and but he's put out the sunroof. We put the carbon roof in.
That's
and
nice.
Things like that. Some GT3 RS seats.
yeah, well, that's the way to do it. Yeah, because you get the weight down, the more
Yes.
stability.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he wanted to keep this thing as original from the outside as
That is
possible.
really usable also with the original seats. You can do some
Yeah.
long ways.
we drove.
take
Yeah,
good
we
trips.
we drove it 5 hours to a track.
Yeah.
We drove it and then drove it back. You know, it's very comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then the front axle with the GT3 control arms would push everything out.
Yeah.
Just so you have the response on the platform.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Really cool.
This is one of my favorite cars here. It's
Also the white combination is cool. I love it.
It works. It's good for Southern California.
We have a customer in Spain. He has a 1600 horsepower 997.1, also white.
Yeah.
And I love this car.
That's
It's so
still
cool.
H-pattern or sequential?
No, it's Tiptronic.
Tiptronic.
Yeah, it's Tiptronic.
God,
We build a lot of Tiptronic gearboxes. My father loved to build a Tiptronic gearbox.
It's so hard to make those last. I'm gonna have to send Tiptronics to you.
Yeah, it's no problem.
Yeah.
My father, we built them all, also for Carreras and Caymans and things like that, for smaller things.
Yeah.
Upgrade Mechatronic. We also programmed the TCU for them, and it's no problem.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's awesome. You guys do everything.
Of course.
That's cool. Yeah.
So, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you for
I
coming.
really enjoy it.
Yeah.
And hopefully we see us maybe next year here.
Next time we videotape, I'll be in
Yeah.
your shop.
Yeah, that will also be great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for coming. Nice meeting you, everybody.
Bye bye.
Hier natürlich gleich noch ein GT2 RS, der natürlich ja auch schon umgebaut worden ist. Die Jungs haben uns gesagt, der kam mit 300 Meilen, wurde der angeliefert. Die Sachen mal eben, nur um den Auspuff einzubauen, ist ein 2 bis 3 Tage Job, weil das ganze Auto auseinander wieder zusammenbauen ist nicht so einfach, weil das sind ja alles One-of-One, wenn man es so nimmt. Also mit HRE-Upgrade-Rädern für LaFerrari kenne ich mich nicht so aus. Also der hat bestimmt 1500, 1600, würde ich sagen. Vielleicht sogar noch. Einer, wenn ihr mal die Räder
Mit den Rädern, ja.
Der hat hinten dicke Track-Tires drauf, wie die Thompsons oder sowas.